Thank you. A continuación va a intervenir Hayrettin Kilic, que es físico nuclear formado en Turquía y Estados Unidos y fundador del Green Think Tank de la Fundación Turunç.
Good evening. I am going to mention a little bit what is going on in Turkey, but then I want to get out of my, that's fine. I want to say a couple things. Let me say what I want to say if she can translate it right away. When we go to these kind of meetings, you know, they tell us how the France is producing the 70% of the electricity, how the United States, and I tell them one thing, and I like to mention to you, anybody who wants to advertise about the nuclear power. As you may know, that when the Fukushima blew up, there were 54 nuclear reactors. True? Since and before the Fukushima, Japan was the number 5 all the time in technology, economy, right? And they were always number 1 or number 5 in the world. Now let me ask you a question. Since 8 years, 52 reactors are still kaput. Kaput. Did the Japan economy went bankruptcy? No. Did Japanese technology went backwards? No. Did Japanese people are in dark now? No. But they learn one thing. They learn one thing that we have to tell our kids. We have to start in the school. Conversation, conservation, conservation. And that's how we start. We must start. Now, tomorrow, of course, we are going to have seminars in more details, but I just want to, we went to the Brazil, Argentina. Now, Turkey is embarking on a very dangerous path of nuclear power. And, but 4 years ago, this new Islamic party, who's in the power now, cut a deal with the Russian government, which is represented by Rosatom. Rosatom is not a private company. It is a government company. And also Japan, like intergovernmental agreement that they will transfer the nuclear technology, supposedly. But so far, we are in the court. Since 30 years, we are constantly in the court with the government, with the private company to stop this madness. Because as you may know, there is an unfinished business in Islamic world between Shiites, representing the Iran, and Sunnis, representing the Saudi Arabia and such. Soon as Iran became good in the technology and about to build a nuclear bomb, all of a sudden, Turkey, Egypt, Jordan, and Arab Emirates became a favorite of the United States and such. Back to 30 years ago, when we started the struggle, anytime Turkey wanted to build a nuclear power plant, the United States said no. Germany said no. The whole Europe was against. But now, they are all quiet because they want to balance this unfinished business in Islamic world and create a Sunni nuclear bomb against Iran. I'm going to jump one more time because some of you may not be here tomorrow. When we start this whole thing, I want to tell you what's going on in the United States, the mother of the nuclear energy, the mother of nuclear bombs. And just a couple minutes. After the Second World War, we start the Cold War. The federal government told the utilities, look, we'll give you the financing, we'll give you the credit, build a nuclear power plant as fast as possible. Between 1955 and 1965, they were building reactors in 2 years' time. With this, as you may know, in 1980s, as is mentioned before, we had in the United States 106 nuclear reactors creating supposedly the energy so cheap to meter. But the truth was that they never meant to create and sell electrical energy. The federal government said, look, we'll give you the credit, you build the nuclear reactors, and we'll give you nuclear fuel with one condition. You'll burn this fuel, and when the plutonium-239 reaches the maximum value, I'll come, close the reactor, pull the fuel assembly, I'll take it to reprocessing process to take the plutonium-239 out, which with this speed, as it is mentioned, in 1980s, we had 84,000 nuclear warheads. 84,000 nuclear warheads. Now, here's the punchline. After 1980s, the federal government had enough nuclear bombs, enough plutonium, civilian and military. They started not to take these fuel assemblies to the reprocessing places. As a matter of fact, President Carter killed that project. So these utility companies has to take the fuel assemblies and they have to keep them in cooling pools, at least 4 or 5 years. And after that, supposedly the federal government will take them. But the federal government didn't take them, so they start to isolate these assemblies on the reactor sites, covering it with 1 or 2 meters concrete. Tomorrow, I show you all the pictures. So the people living around these nuclear power plants sue the government. No, they sue the companies. This is dangerous. Now, 17 utility companies who run the nuclear reactors suing the federal government. This is not ours. This is your responsibility. Since last 20 years, there has been a big project called Yucca Mountain Project, about 100 miles or north of Las Vegas. So far, at least $12 billion sunk into this project. We call it black hole. And there is still not 1 gram of nuclear waste has been deposited there. So on that note, tomorrow, I am going to talk, if you are here, in more detail. And we don't. And I just want to make one thing sure. I don't say nuclear waste anymore. We have to say radioactive nuclear waste. Because some people, when you say nuclear waste, they think that it is just some metals, some assemblies. So I hope to see you tomorrow morning, and I'll let you see what's going on in the world. It is more than what has been described, what has been deposited in the sea, in the mountains, and in our backyard. Thank you.